make me wanna
What is up, Bills Mafia? Matt Perino here for another episode of Shout, a football podcast covering the Buffalo Bills. I'm your host, Matt Perino. He is my co-host, Ryan Talbot, and we have a very special show today. So, a little background here. I mean, you'll see this hat almost all the episodes. I'm a very biased, horns up, UB Bulls alumni covering the Buffalo Bills. So I stand a little bit for my guys back at UB, my Bulls. Jaret Patterson, running back for the Buffalo Bulls, is joining us today. And his former teammate, now a Buffalo Bill, cornerback Cam Lewis. My guys, how are you guys today?
Pretty good. Good. You guys doing?
Good.
We're great. And I think that it's fun for me personally because obviously the UB connection, but I think it's also fun for let me just mute Nicole here. It's also fun for you two because before Cam ever got to the Bills, I remember talking to Jaret. I think it was right after the draft. He's like, "You guys better get ready, man. You guys are getting a beast over there." And so your relationship, if you guys could talk a little bit about your time together at UB and your friendship.
I mean, man, I came in, as a freshman, and just looking, to guys, to follow, to go about things the right way, and CeeLou was one of those guys, definitely a hard worker, a competitor, and a warrior. Every time, I go back to the field, you see him doing his little DB work and stuff like that. And that's someone, I just gravitated to and wanted to compete with, because he definitely a competitor, and yeah, the Bills definitely got a good one.
Yeah, so Jaret, I remember the first time I seen Jaret, man, he came up for a visit, and we had smaller backs, as in Brandon Oliver and stuff like that. So that's when he kind of reminded me of him, and just seeing him play, and when we had camp, man, he was tearing that shit up, man. He was juking guys, making it tough on our defense, which really helped us, trying to prepare for that season. And once I seen him in training camp with the pads on and stuff like that, I was like, yeah, he's gonna be the goods. So I'm just happy to see how far he came so far. He still got a long way to go, but just putting UB on the map, especially in that running attack, him and Kevin Marks, that good two-back duo, just putting the UB run game on the map, man, and I'm proud of it.
Cam, you're from Detroit, Michigan. Jaret, you're from Glendale, Maryland. So what led both of you to picking UB?
For me, man, it wasn't that close to home. Through Canada is about 3-4 hour drive, and then throughout the states you have it's like 6. So it wasn't that far, and it wasn't too close. I had a lot of MAC offers from Toledo, Western Michigan, Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, all those type of guys, and I didn't want to stay too home. So once I got to UB, seeing the campus, it was a nice summer day. Went out there for a camp, man. The sun shining, you got the lakes there. I'm like, yeah, this is a place where I wanted to be. And I actually committed with Jeff Quinn. He was a real cool guy. But then, he ended up getting fired. And then Coach Lipo, came down and visited me a couple times. And Coach Simpson, a real cool guy that I'm real cool with to this day, really just sold me on just staying there and building something up from the bottom.
Yeah, just for me, in high school, the recruiting process was slow, and I wanted to go to school with my brother, James Patterson, played linebacker on the team, and he had, way bigger offers than I did. I had like Maine, Robert Morris, stuff like that. But I knew I could play, at the FBS level. And then, Buffalo offered him, my sophomore year. They kind of waited, for me. Probably I want to say going into my senior year, I got that UB offer, and just hearing stuff, from one of my former coaches, Coach Justin Winters. He went to UB, in the 08 season when they won a MAC championship, and then You know, he introduced me to like guys like James Starks, Brandon Oliver, Khalil Mack, and just seeing, you know, how just watching, you know, inside out watching the program, I felt they was on a rise, you know, and it was somewhere I wanted to be.
That's great. And yeah, Justin Winters, I mean, taking me back to my college days. That was when I was covering the team back when Drew Willie was hitting my guy
Yeah.
Naaman Roosevelt. Those were the days. But it's amazing because the program has really evolved so much over the years. And it's been all of these individual contributions, you know, not only from, you know, all of these players, but different coaches. I mean, now when you tell people that you played at Buffalo, it kind of carries a different weight, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, man. I definitely feel that way, you know, and just coming in, you know, seeing like guys like C. Lou, you know, KJ Osborne, Tyreek Jackson, you know, Anthony Johnson, Khalil Hodge, you know, guys, you know, Chuck Harris, the list goes on and on. Just seeing how those guys, you know, set the standard and paved the way for guys like us just to, you know, keep it going and keep the program in the right direction, man. We really take pride in that, you know, and you know, putting UB on the map.
Yeah, you know, I'm proud of it, most definitely, you know, because we came in, it was a little rocky, you know, with Lipo being his first season, which he didn't really do bad. We actually did pretty good. We was like a game or two away from being bowl eligible that year. Then our second year, that was our little down year, that 2-10 season. So we was there for the ups and downs, you know. You know, I'm just glad to be a part of it. And it does kind of hold a little weight now, you know, since I'm in the Bills locker room now. You know, a lot of guys, you know, talk about their college teams, and a lot of people don't try to give respect to the, you know, to the Bills, the Bulls, my bad, Buffalo.
It's tough.
And
Just
it
one
just kind
letter.
of tickles me, you know, because you got some lower guys, D1 AA guys, you know, talking about they can beat us and stuff like that. You know, I wish we could, you know, play in one of these times, but you know that's past. But yeah, we just continue to prove ourselves, and that's just the big thing. You know, being consistent and producing guys to the next level is the biggest thing that we can do.
So Jared, are you guys back on campus now? Are you in Buffalo?
Yeah, we're back on campus, you know, doing like the little involuntary workouts in small groups and right now, and it's really going good. They got a good plan. You know, it's kind of strict, but it's for the best. You know, and it's going well. I can't really complain. You know how it's been so far.
Mm-hmm. And how has it been? I mean, it's weird. It's a little bit different for you guys because you guys, it's summer, like, you know, football season kind of happened last year and it happened to the end of the line. And this kind of all happened after the fact. So there wasn't really any big period of time where you guys weren't together. But what has this whole process been like for both of you? We'll start with Jaret, just kind of dealing with the workout aspect of it and then getting back around everybody and the kind of the tiptoeing that you have to do because of the times that we're living in.
Yeah, it's huge, man. You know, summer is a time, you know, where the team comes together. You know, that camaraderie. You know, and you know, they got us in like little groups. You know, in of 8. You know, you can't really be around a lot of guys and stuff like that. You know, but for us, you know, we kind of, you know, attack each and every day to just get better. You know what I'm saying? And to just really think about the positive side of things. You know, we get to work out. You know, we're not back at home. You know, not wondering we're getting closer. You know, if we do the right things to having a season this fall and just really being prepared, you know, when that time comes, you know, when it's time to hit the ground running, be ready to go.
Yeah, for me, and this has been kind of crazy because you know, after my first year of being in the NFL, it's just not like college. You know, you come back to school, you back weight training, you know, with the team and stuff like that, and getting ready for spring ball. But now that off season comes right after the season, where you just have really 2.5 months of doing like nothing. You have no obligations, nothing like that. So it was kind of a little tricky for me at first, but took like 2 weeks off and then got right back into it. And you know, I was ready for you know, OTAs and minicamp, you know, to go and to be a part of it. You know, get back with the guys. You know, looking for the next season. You know, especially after we, you know, lost that wild card to the Texans. You know, we had that chip on our shoulder that we want to earn some more. And with this COVID, man, it just kind of took a little detour, like a big detour, man. It was just like, I've been working, this off season, and now I'm looking ready to get back with the guys, and then they put a halt on that. So it's like back to the same thing over and over again. And then you just gotta. It was just kind of hard for me at first to really stay motivated. I didn't really want to go, to different places and stuff like that because it's possible to catch the COVID, and a lot of places, especially in Michigan, I had really close friends pass due to it. I was not trying to do anything that get me affected. So, I just started working out at home. I just kind of built like a little home gym on my patio with bike, bands, little weights and stuff like that. And I was just attacking it, 3-4 times a day, just trying to get in tip-top shape, getting ready for the season. Because, coaches, after our virtual OTAs, man, it was like as soon as training camp come, we're treating it like we've been here all year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're ready to go, and we got a season prepared for it. So you have to be ready.
And for you, Cam, I feel like football, team sports in general, but football is really cool in the sense that I feel like it really fosters a mental toughness. You know what I mean? Like just in the way that, coaches, relationships with players and the way that players motivate each other. I think that you come out of, being a part of it as just a mentally stronger person. And for you, you mentioned like dealing with, folks back home having it, your mother had it, right? I mean, how that had to be like, man, this is, you got to deal with your offseason stuff, second year in the NFL, but, family stuff too. I mean, that's got to weigh on you.
Yeah, it did at first, but, my mom's a strong woman, and, she always tell me, don't worry about me, just go after whatever you're going after and do it 100%. So, I still think about it in the back of my mind when I was training, but, I know God was watching over her, throughout the process, through the whole quarantine process. And then, just trying to put on for the family. I'm trying to do this for her as well as my dad. They gave us so many opportunities, to play these sports. So why not do it at the highest level for them?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to get to Jaret's 2019 season in a second, but Cam, take me back to training camp last year and preseason, getting reps at the start, was hard work. I mean, you were working your way literally from the bottom, to get yourself in the mix. And then all of a sudden you're chipping away at it, and you finally do get a crack and you really start making the most of your opportunity. I tell anybody that wants to listen that I thought that you were playing as well as anybody in the secondary when you got hurt last year. So what was that like mentally too, to then get to a point where, okay, I'm playing really well. I'm starting to, get comfortable and find myself here at the next level. And then just like that, it's taken away from you with an injury.
Man, it was tough. It was really tough, man. And just that concussion, I think back to it, some of my family came to that game down in Carolina. And I don't remember talking to them after the game. That's how severe the concussion was, man. And just me sitting back and thinking about it again, it was kind of hard to know. I felt like it was kind of over for me at that point. You know what I'm saying? Undrafted, you have to earn everything in this league, especially as an undrafted guy. And I felt like I was doing that. I was being consistent and I was making plays when I had the chance to make plays. And once I got injured, I felt like it was just over. I was like, dang, I don't have another chance at it. Like I wasn't able to play the last 2 preseason games. Like even if the Bills wasn't an option, I don't have enough film, to go anywhere else. So it's like, yeah, it took a little toll on me at first, but talking to my mom again, talking to my dad, all my close friends, family, and then I talked to Levi as well. Levi helped me throughout the process of my first year. And, really, yeah, throughout my first year, everything, man. As soon as I came in, I wasn't getting no reps in walkthroughs or anything like that. And Levi, I talked to Levi because I was kind of getting like very, very, very frustrated. Like, man, they brought me here. Like, why can't I get these reps out of this, out of that? And he was like, man, you just gotta learn the playbook, and then once you get your reps, make the most of it. And make the most of it. You make more play when you get out there, or they're gonna give you some more plays. You make some more plays, they're gonna give you some more reps. So it's like that's the mindset I had going into it, and then just seeing the hard work that he put in to where he is, last season and the season before where he started the last 7, and then really started these whole 16, it really showed me that, okay, you just have to stay the course. So that's what I really took that mindset after, especially after the injury, that I just got to stay the course. And this is my plan. This is what God put me in. So I just got to rock it out.
Speaking of mentality, that's a great transition point to Jaret. I've been wanting to getting ready for this week. I obviously covering the Bills. I don't get to watch as much in-depth film on the Bulls as I used to, but I got a chance this last week to really dive into your stuff, man. And you were just so fun to watch carry the football. And mindset-wise, I wanted to ask you about this. First of all, if you don't know, 2008 all-purpose yards in 2019 probably should have been MAC Player of the Year, but we'll get to that later on. You run with this physicality that, I think you see in a lot of smaller backs at the next level. Where's that come from?
I think just having that underdog mentality, people just used to tell me, oh yeah, he's too small, to play running back, and guys probably think, it's probably easier to tackle a smaller back and stuff like that. And really, man, I want to be the best, and every time I step on the field, whether it's practice, whether it's training, you know what I'm saying, I want to show like, yeah, I'm the best, I'm a competitor, just like, see Lou, that's why I can gravitate to him, and really, I won't stop until I'm considered one of the best,
And again, a great transition. Speaking of one of the best, Barry Sanders recently gave you a shout out on Twitter. How surreal is it having one of the greatest, if not the greatest running back of all time in terms of elusiveness and making people miss? How surreal is that for you to have him, one, give you a shout out, but two, to know that he's watched your film and he sees how talented of a back that you are?
And it was honor, he's one of the greatest, that played the running back position. He's a Hall of Famer, and just seeing stuff like that, makes me even more motivated, to get, trying to get to where he is, and just stuff like that. And that really just gave me more motivation.
Going into this thing, and I've, read some clips, and, your quotes are right in line with the, the program that you're a part of. And, when you're asked about you, usually you start talking about we and, what's going on with the team and what you can accomplish as a team and a unit, because that's, I think, especially casual fans, I think that's something that gets lost in translation in the fantasy football era and all that kind of stuff. I mean, when you're a part of a team, I mean, you're playing for other guys, coaches, players, support staff, but, it's hard not to hear some of the outside noise right now, especially with you when you got guys like Reggie Bush, Barry Sanders talking about your game and ranking you amongst the nation's best running backs. When you start hearing some of that Heisman buzz, how do you tune that out? How does that not ratchet up the pressure on you?
For me, I think it's kind of, I have an advantage, because I've never been the 5-star type guy. You know what I'm saying? I always had to work for everything I have, and I know I still have a lot of work to do. The job isn't finished. We have goals. We want to get back to Detroit and win a MAC championship and get to another bowl game. And we won't do that. I won't stop. We won't do that until the job is done. And I know I still, I got to keep working because, you know what I'm saying, you can never be satisfied with your performance.
I'm going to turn the program over to the both of you for a few minutes here. And my question is simple, and I'll just let you guys riff. The last time you were together, I mean, it was a very special season for UB, but it was a disappointing end of that season. Take me back to that, what it was like for both of you, and what maybe you learned and took from the highest of highs that year and the lowest of lows. It's tough. It's tough,
Yeah,
I know.
It's tough. It's tough. I just think it's tough because of the outcome, just really what we didn't want. Never wanted. What I take from it, man, we worked so hard to get there at first. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially my class coming in, being Coach Leipold's first class, and he really drilled in us that he wanted to change this program around. Him winning 106 games and 6 losses before he had came to UB. It was like a lot of pressure at first for him as well, but a lot of pressure for us. Just try to keep that streak going for him. And we worked so hard to get there, and just to see it slip, the way it slipped, man, it just hurt. It hurt really bad. And especially, being in my hometown, I had like close to like 150 family there and stuff like that. And we're up big going in the second half. And really what I really learned from it, game of football, momentum is the biggest thing in football. They came out of that second half, and they just started rolling. And I feel like a little bit we got a little complacent with the lead that we did have in the first half. We're whooping their butt, and then went to the locker room, and then I feel like a little weight, lifted off our shoulders. Like, oh yeah, we got this one in the bag. We got it in the bag. Like the trophy's coming back to Buffalo with us, and that second half changed and everything switched. Man, it was kind of like a slap in the face. Like, yeah, you just gotta play, the whole 60 minutes, all 4 quarters until that fat lady sing, it's not over. And I feel like that's really where we went wrong in that season. And then that bowl game, man, as well. We fought hard that game as well. It's just kind of like disappointing, man. Like I said, just to lose 2 back-to-back things. We haven't won a title since 2008, and then we had a chance to do that, blew it, and then we never had a bowl win that year, and we lost it that time too. So it was a lot emotionally, but I wouldn't trade it for the world to go, with the guys I went to war with, on a week-to-week basis, and just made history, at UB, and I wouldn't change it.
Yeah, just to just continue what Cam said. Really not taking it taking it for granted, because you get so many chances, I'm a junior right now, and I haven't been back since my freshman year. And that summer we really really worked hard. Like it was brutal, and we really worked for that. Most wins in school history. We wanted to definitely win that game, but it didn't quite go our way. But just not taking it for granted, not taking just meetings, like just working out, practice, just wanting to be there and getting better every single day. That's what I took from it, because you get so many chances to get those type of games in a sense. So.
Mm-hmm. I see on your shirt, Jared, 1%. Is that 1% better every day? Is that what that signifies, or?
Yeah, man, 1%, man, 1% every day. Be a 1%er. You want to be different. You don't want to be like an average Joe. Like, just be 1% every day.
Mm-hmm. And it brings me to my next topic here, because I've really noticed the synergy between the UB football program and the Buffalo Bills. Last year at I think it was camp, or it might have been into the season. I think it was into the season. I saw Lance just walking the sidelines at Bills practice, talking to Sean after practice. There's real a collaboration going on there. I mean, now that you're on that side of things, Cam, and from your perspective, Jaret, I mean, what's it like to have that kind of relationship? Not only to have your coach be up there, but just to feel like you could kind of maybe be a part of things together in a city that I think that it's a cool thing for somebody from the city. I will say that.
I feel like it's pretty cool to me. In my opinion, I feel like Coach McDermott and Coach Lightfoot, I think they're the same in a lot of ways. How they teach different things. Back in UB, we was always taught, especially on the defensive side, is just doing your job. Like, if you do your job and you can count on your men to do their job, then we should be fine on that side of the ball. And you get to the Bills, and we have 111th just doing the exact same thing. And they try to drill into your head that everything is earned in both programs. Like, you have to work, you have to put in all that work to get your spot. You have to earn everything that you want. So I feel like it's pretty cool, because they're like one and the same, in my opinion. And I'm really it's really nice to see how much hard work that we put in, where this is possible for Coach Leipold and Coach McDermott to be up there in the same stadium and stuff like that, chopping it up. because Coach McDermott sees the guys that UB has, and we have been producing for the last couple of years. So I feel like it's a real good thing, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah, I think it's really cool to see too, man. We really, in their backyard, and just really, seeing, being an outsider and just seeing, what the Bills have done. I feel like the Bills have the best fans in the NFL. Like, I really think that, just saying that, and I remember I went to a game, last year, man. Their fans are very intense, and you I feel like you would love to play for a team like that, just off the fans. But I think it's really cool just to see.
Yeah.
Jaret, going into this season, what are some expectations that you have for yourself, that you have for the team? And then maybe, do you have any individual goals that you're hoping to get accomplished in 2020?
Really, man, just leading, leading this team, trying to get back to Detroit, and get to another bowl game, and just build off of last year, And I feel like we have a lot of talent, about most of our guys come back on offense and defense. I feel like this is definitely going to be a special year. I just feel like how we're attacking this adversity right now, the guys' attitudes and stuff like that. When this thing rolling, when we get this thing rolling, it's going to be a special year for the Bulls.
Speaking on your expectations, Cam, I mean, going into year 2, I know we're in a funny time here, but how much more prepared do you feel like, and how much did, maybe in hindsight, being able to kind of sit back, on the practice squad and kind of watch how everything is done at the next level and kind of take your time, bide your time, how prepared did that make you going into year 2 here?
Man, and I was telling my girlfriend this the other day. It's a blessing in disguise, really. You know how bad you want to come, you want to play at the next level right out of college, and then this is basically like my redshirt year, but really wasn't my redshirt year, because I had to be ready at any point in case injury. But just being next to guys like Tre'Davious White, Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, Levi Wallace, and Taryn, and all them type of guys, man. I just learned so much about the game that I didn't know in college. And I feel like my football IQ, went up tremendously just sitting there watching all these guys, how they, attack the week on game week, how they prepare, how they, go full speed, at practice, and how that correlates to the game on Sunday and stuff like that, man. And it just got me so much ready, and mentally wise, just, I know what to prepare for. I know how to go about my day. I have a set routine where, I get up, I work out, I stretch, I do all this type of stuff and stuff like that. And you got to have that routine, especially if you want to play, X amount of years, especially in this league, this grown man league. It's not soft, it's a hard league, So, I learned that a lot. And, Lorenzo Alexander was the mode of just having that routine, sticking to it, especially all those years of him being in the league, playing all them different positions, adapting, to what his team needed, and then the type of system he was in, and just being there the whole first year in the practice squad. I learned the playbook in and out. Especially how coaches want to see stuff played and how we expect to play it as a defense. So really, that first year, that practice squad year, was really a blessing in disguise, and I'm grateful for it.
Cam, you mentioned a lot of the defensive backs, and there's a lot of continuity with the Bills, just like there is with the Bulls going in this year. But one new face is Josh Norman. What are your early thoughts or impressions on Josh Norman from what you've gathered?
Just him being in the Zoom meetings. I hate that I wasn't able to go down to Virginia and meet him in person, but he's a real cool guy, man. A leader, another leader that we needed, at the defensive back room. Just bring his knowledge. To the team. He's a savvy vet that had a good career in Carolina, and he did some good things over there in Washington. But his knowledge and how he sees things and different things where he was at different places it just makes the room even better. Being able to trust him. We're getting to that point where we're getting to know him. A lot of guys on the defensive back know him, like Dean Marlowe. He was in Carolina with him, and Bobby Babbitt, know him, through the grapevine and stuff like that. So, he's just a cool guy, and he fits right in. So I feel like it's perfect. You know what I'm saying? So, he like to crack jokes just like we do. But when it comes down to business, he's ready to go. And, I'm grateful he's on our team.
Jaret, you said that you've been introduced to James Starks and Brandon Oliver.
Yeah.
So those are my guys right there. So you got to give me your impressions. Going back to James Starks, like that was like, so a little background, like when I was going to UB, just getting into kind of journalism, I wasn't really, I covered like high schools out of school. So I got to still kind of be a fan and
Yeah.
watch the Bulls and then, watch the Bills at the time. And James Starks, when he is set, really in the NFL, I can't remember until Khalil Mack, obviously, a guy that made it on that kind of stage. And then he played in the Super Bowl and, playoff games. And like the national coverage for that, for James Starks was huge for Buffalo, as I remember. So what were your impressions of both those guys? Brandon Oliver is a beast too.
Yeah. When I met James Starks, he was just tall, very tall. But, I remember he came out, to Washington because they had the playoff game against the Redskins, and he was that cool. He let us, see him after the game at his hotel and just really talking to him, about how his UB experience was and stuff like that. And, me and Kevin Marks, we have great relationships with Bo and Starks, to this day, and just Bo, Bo come up here, every summer, we work out together and just really, train. And then I met Bo probably when I think my junior year in high school, and then seeing them with the Chargers and stuff like that, just really picking their brains, how to get to that next level, how does you take your game to the next level, at the running back position in the NFL, and just stuff like that. They help us with our game. They tell us, we send them clips and they give us like little hints, to take our games to the next level and stuff like that.
Has Cam ever laid a good hit on you in practice back in the day?
But Cam can definitely hit, man. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? He can definitely like most corners don't really like contact, but Cam can do both. Like he can hit, he can lock you up. So I think that's what really makes Cam so special.
Yeah, that's that Detroit in me. That Detroit pal, man. They used to have that bullet ring when I was illegal back in the day. It wasn't illegal. But back when I was, playing, it wasn't illegal. But man, we used to hit every day. And I used to hate it. I used to cry. And my dad used to say, "Stop crying," and throw me back in there, man. So I just think that just made me, like to hit sometimes. Sometimes I don't like it, but it has to be done.
Cam, you mentioned the Virginia workout, and actually that came on the heels of Josh and the offense getting together in Florida. Do you notice that those two kind of chances that you guys got on both sides of the ball to get together? Obviously that just happened recently, and you've been in meetings today and whatever. But do you notice that those kind of things, bring the team together in this time period?
Most definitely. Just being able to see guys face to face. And then, going over a little, different stuff, different situations. The offense, I'm pretty sure they went over, the plays and stuff like that. And, we got Stephon Diggs recently, so it was good for him, to be with the guys and, have Josh throw it to him, Matt throw it to him and stuff like that. So, and then for us, we got the, rookies and, Josh as well. He's the one that, brought up the idea to everybody to come down to Virginia. So it was pretty cool. For him to, invite us all and stuff like that. And it just helps. It only helps our team, especially during this time. The Zoom meetings kind of get a little boring towards the end. We were doing it for like 9-10 weeks. So you get that 9th week and that 10th week, it's kind of getting like repetitive type of deal because we're not playing football. Just to see guys, working out, do a little formation rec, stuff like that. I just think it's going to help us in the long run, especially when that season comes around.
I feel like half of your team has spent some part of their career in Carolina. I joked about it with Dean Marlowe a couple of months ago when he re-signed, and I was like, man, it's starting to become kind of a prerequisite to get on this team, huh?
Yeah, that's what I said too.
But, obviously big news in the division last night, Cam Newton heading to New England. as a cornerback. I mean, that's got to be kind of exciting because you grow up in this league, watching this league, and he's been one of the best to do it over the past decade. You were down in Spartanburg for the joint practices and the preseason game. What were your impressions of Cam Newton in those practices?
It was pretty good. I know he was getting back from shoulder surgery, I believe. So I don't know if he was 100% healthy, but just being out there and seeing him, after that 2015 MVP season that he had, went to Super Bowl and stuff like that. That was my last year of high school, man. I was looking up to Cam, and then out there being with him, it was pretty cool. And it's just Cam being Cam. He's an outgoing person, funny guy, and stuff like that. So he looked pretty good, but I don't think we seen a lot of him just because he was coming off shoulder surgery and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna get healthy, and we're probably gonna see a different Cam that we saw in Spartanburg. So it's gonna be fun. To play him twice a year to see what he does in New England.
Jaret, final question here. Do you run your own social media accounts, or do you have a social media manager?
Nah, I run my own.
He's good on social media, man. I'm always impressed.
Big time, man.
Well, this has been an awesome conversation, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time. About 40 minutes here talking UB Bulls football and Bills football. Huge seasons coming up for both of you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.